G'day YouTube, Warbles on a lot here. Those of you who've been paying attention to the channel will be aware that I've been repurposing used concrete formwork, doing a little bit of chainsaw carpentry and joinery with concrete garnished second-hand pine. Had a bit of success. Not finished. I've still got a roof over that there gap, which it gets wet, but more or less we have a lid. The lid has a gravity deployed pit prop. The front panel, as demonstrated previously in a different video, comes off with two coach bolts, and there we have somewhere for the batteries to live. Once again, I have a plan in mind to deal with that there little wetness facilitating gap, but yeah, this stuff turned out to be not nearly as stiff as I thought, so I had to do a fair bit to it, and voila, we have the ridiculous end of sublime chainsaw carpentry turned into joinery. So, and yes, chainsaw mill lock. So pretty happy with that. Therefore, thus, and because I've run out of wood, I have to move on to metal. The story here is that these two, I think they're 25mm by 25mm, they might be only 20mm by 20mm, square steel welded frames came from the dump probably 20 years ago, and I've never quite known what I was going to use them for, but I have a requirement to mount two 440 watt 24 volt solar panels. So therefore we have matching asymmetric tripods in really rocky country to support a 50mm square steel beam, on which we are going to attempt to acquire 90 degrees of daily tracking, and the rotation is going to be limited to that. But we're going to have two of them in the parallel. And yeah, this is my laying out there of aid, so I can finish up with the center of the tripod pre-exactly where I want the thing to be in space and time and location, relevant to having both of these blue beams at 45 degrees to the horizon, nailing down the meridian between the South Pole and the North Pole to make it all more better. Because if you're going to be dodging hailstones, it's really nice to be able to at least get 90 degrees of go away, hit me on the edge, rather than ha ha, I'm nailed to the roof, do a lot of damage to me type effect. As I have found, to my enormous gratification, show it to me. Difficult as it is to see, that's the best I can show you, but that's an actual hailstone impact there on the flat edge of the solar panel, which was achievable because this rig can do 135 degrees tracking daily. So 7:45 in the morning, you've got perpendicular sunlight on the panels in the summer half of the year. Anyway, yeah, and 4:15 in the afternoon, you've still got perpendicular tracking if you've got a shadow horizon, which allows such to be the case. And I almost have that going on here. But if a bird shits on them, it stays there till the rain washes it off. If this rig works out as well as I hope it might, then yeah, I get 90 degrees of daily tracking, which will probably add about 30% to the available input per day. And it means I can dodge hailstones coming from the east or from the west, and they rarely come in any more horizontal than 45 degrees, and they don't often come vertically. So yeah, I can turn my solar panel 45 degrees to nearly any approaching hailstorm, as long as each solar panel has its own mounting. So that's what I'm trying to do. And yeah, so far I have done one sketch in a little tiny notebook that big. So this side, yeah, I have done a sketch. This side, no paper plans so far, all working drawings on the materials. But I am being just a little bit careful with my alignments before I try to drive the star pickets into the exact correct specific spot in the ground in order to come together at the top of a tripod to line up with the rest of the geometry. And to be honest with you, allowing for the rock block upon which I live, that is not an easy thing to organise, but I'm doing my best. Warbles on like the YouTube. The ToyShed progress report. Ciao.